Welcome back, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for another explainer. Today, we're diving into a hidden universe that's operating inside of you right at this very second. We are talking about the absolute unsung hero of the human body, vitamin B12. It's a nutrient that works quietly behind the scenes, but it is fundamentally responsible for keeping the very foundation of your biology running smoothly. So if you've ever wondered what keeps your cells firing, your brain sharp, and your energy stable throughout a long day, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to uncover just how fascinating this microscopic world truly is.
Now, what's really interesting here is the number 0. Just think about the human body for a second. Out of all the incredible, highly complex things we can do, like healing broken bones, fighting off sophisticated illnesses, adapting to crazy extreme environments, 0 is the exact amount of vitamin B12 your body naturally produces. It's a striking biological paradox, isn't it? I mean, this nutrient is absolutely non-negotiably critical to our survival, and yet our own internal biological factories completely lack the machinery to manufacture even a single drop of it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The essential outsourced nutrient.
Because of this crazy zero production fact, it completely shifts how we need to look at our daily habits. It literally means that vitamin B12 is an essential outsourced nutrient. We are entirely dependent on the outside world to get what we need. Since our bodies cannot make it naturally, we have to treat our daily intake as a literal lifeline. You must obtain vitamin B12 through a balanced diet or supplements. There's no biological backup plan here, No reserve tank that our bodies can just spontaneously generate out of thin air when we run low. We often take our internal nutritional tanks for granted until they hit empty. But with B12, what you put into your body is exactly what determines your internal levels. It's a direct input-to-output relationship. If you aren't consistently bringing it in from the outside, your internal operations simply begin to halt.
Moving right along to Section 2, red blood cells and DNA.
So to truly understand why this outsourced nutrient is a lifeline, we need to zoom way into the very building blocks of our existence. What we have going on is this incredible biological chain reaction, and B12 is the driver at every single step. First off, we have DNA synthesis. Just think about that, the literal creation of your genetic code. B12 acts almost like the ink in a biological 3D printer, allowing your cells to correctly replicate. Next, it powers the formation of red blood cells, which builds the massive biological delivery fleet that keeps you alive. And third, it fuels cellular metabolism. This isn't just about feeling good on a Tuesday afternoon. This is about B12 driving the fundamental operations of your biology. From your most basic cellular blueprint to how your cells burn fuel day in and day out, B12 is the engine making the whole shebang happen.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how deep this nutrient goes. Take a look at this powerful insight. B12 plays a foundational role in making and repairing the genetic material in every cell. I really want to emphasize that word, every. It's not just hanging out in some specialized tissues, but every single cell. You are essentially a walking, talking collection of trillions of cells, right? And B12 is like the master mechanic walking the factory floor, making sure the genetic material inside each and every one is properly constructed and continuously repaired. Without it, the structural integrity of your entire cellular makeup is completely compromised.
Which brings us to a rather intimidating medical term, megaloblastic anemia. Let's break this down together, because the actual mechanics of it are fascinating. For your red blood cells to do their job, which is carrying life-giving oxygen throughout your body, they have to be formed perfectly and sized exactly right. Kind of think of them as delivery trucks navigating the extremely narrow roads of your circulatory system. Well, without enough B12, this manufacturing process breaks down. The body starts producing cells that are abnormally large and just structurally clumsy. That is megaloblastic anemia. Because these cells are improperly sized, they literally cannot navigate those narrow roads, and oxygen transport suffers dramatically. B12 is the master key that prevents this condition, perfectly calibrating your blood cells so they remain efficient, optimally sized oxygen carriers. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 3, brain health and daily energy.
We've seen the microscopic mechanics, sure, but how does all this cell-level activity translate into what you actually feel when you wake up in the morning? Remember that cellular metabolism we just talked about? Well, here is where it pays off in your daily life. By supporting cellular metabolism, vitamin B12 directly improves your overall vitality. It is the crucial element that helps prevent chronic fatigue. If you're lacking B12, your cells simply cannot process energy efficiently. It's like trying to drive a sports car with watered-down fuel. You experience that persistent, dragging tiredness that literally no amount of extra sleep seems to fix. B12 is what keeps your body's internal engine running at optimal speed, ensuring you have steady, reliable energy instead of constantly stalling out.
But hey, it doesn't stop at physical energy. B12 is also a powerful shield for your mind. It actively protects your nerve cells. If you imagine your nerves as complex electrical wires, B12 helps maintain the protective insulation around them, making sure critical signals travel quickly and safely throughout your body. It also actively supports the ongoing development of your central nervous system. And, perhaps most critically for our long-term well-being, maintaining healthy B12 levels helps reduce the risk of cognitive decline. It's essentially structural armor for your brain, protecting your delicate neural pathways as you age and keeping your mind sharp and responsive over the decades.
Section 4. Protecting Fetal Development.
Now, let's zoom out even further to the generational impact. We've gone from the micro level of cells to the macro level of your daily vitality. And here is where the stakes become incredibly high. During pregnancy, vitamin B12 is absolutely vital for promoting healthy fetal growth. Plus, it actively helps prevent major birth defects. Because B12 is so foundational to DNA synthesis and cellular growth, a new human life simply cannot develop safely without an adequate, steady supply of it. When a body is building a brand new nervous system and trillions of new cells from scratch, the demand for this master mechanic absolutely skyrockets. So it's not just about maintaining the life you currently have, it's about successfully and safely passing it on.
Which leads us to our final section, Section 5, Best Dietary Sources.
So we know it's a lifeline. We know it builds our DNA, protects our brain, gives us energy, and ensures safe pregnancies. The final practical question here is, how do we actually get it? So the crucial point is that science gives us multiple paths to secure our B12 levels, depending entirely on our dietary choices and unique bodily needs. Vitamin B12 is naturally abundant in animal-based foods. Think meat, fish, poultry, eggs, and dairy. But if you follow a strict vegan or vegetarian diet, that natural intake is bypassed. Additionally, many individuals deal with malabsorption issues, maybe due to age or digestive health, where their system struggles to extract B12 from food regardless of how much meat they eat. For all of these situations, we have excellent, reliable alternatives. Fortified foods and dietary supplements are highly effective, scientifically sound ways to keep your levels exactly where they need to be. The path you choose is completely up to you, as long as you ensure the nutrient actually makes it into your system.
We've seen how vitamin B12 is the unsung hero of your DNA, your energy, and your mind. But it brings us right back to that very first striking realization. Your body cannot produce a single drop of it on its own. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought to evaluate your own nutritional habits. Your body can't make it. Are you getting enough?